Hi, this video is a continuation of the video that got cut off. I filmed these videos with my iPhone and it told me that my storage was full, so it just cut off. So I'm going to pick up where I left off. And what I was discussing was whether you tell the man that what your dating objective is up front, or do you not say it? And I do both, depending on how I feel and maybe how I feel about the man, but generally it's really how I feel. So at the time when he asked me what I was looking for, I told him I was looking for marriage. So I guess a couple of things, many things played into my decision to release the person but I guess the final straw was when he told me that he had a dream the night before that I was his wife. And I literally rolled my eyes and looked to the sky. I was like, because that's the oldest line in the damn book, okay? Is to tell me that you had a dream that I was your wife when I already told you that my goal for dating is marriage. And so what really was the icing on the cake, that was the icing on the cake, but there were a couple of other things. We were at this little community restaurant, and he was waiting for me in the parking lot to arrive so that we could walk in together. And he gave me sort of like a warning, quote unquote, that there was a server in the restaurant who was flirting with him and just wouldn't stop talking to him. So I was like, okay, that's sweet, because this man is 65, 68, somewhere in his mid to late 60s. He could be 62. He just looked physically older. So, I said to myself, he's just giving me a warning in case this young lady does something out of line, that her behavior is out of line, or she does something that gives the impression that they are more familiar than he let on, that I will take what he said into consideration. So anyway, I did notice that the young lady, she looked to be about 23, 24. I did notice that the young lady kept looking over in our direction every time she would pass. So, maybe I'm reaching a little far, but I noticed everything. So I said either they were talking like he said before I arrived, and he said, well, I'm waiting for someone, and maybe they exchanged numbers. Who knows? But the fact that he felt obligated to tell me was a red flag. So when we were there, it was supposed to be a jazz band there on that night, but it ended up being a DJ. And so he had told me this in advance. And so I said, well, let's just see where it goes and we can hang out there. And so the music was pretty good. But we were the oldest couple in the whole place. We were the oldest people in the whole place. So there are a lot of young couples, look like in their 30s and 40s. I don't even think anybody in there was in their 50s. They didn't look like it. So everybody was like 45 and younger, and more on the 35 range. So, but what I noticed is that his head just kept going and turning and looking at every woman that passed by. It was literally like this. Or he would follow them with their eyes, and then his head would turn. And then he would take a drink or eat, and then his eyes would go, and then his head would go. And I stopped talking. I didn't want to be rude and say, I'm ready to go. And some women would do that, but that's not my personality. I feel like there's no right or wrong way. But then I realized this is an old school play I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with an old school player. And he ain't ready to settle down yet. He's looking for somebody to help him take care of that damn goddamn type 2 diabetes and that foot injury he got. I ain't the one. So I was like, okay, so I'm dealing with an old school player. So all the things that he bought me, at least he know how to treat a woman and how to wheel her in. Gifts, even though they're gifts that I wouldn't even buy. I'm a sterling silver woman. Sterling silver, sterling silver. Y'all seen my jewelry I wear every single video. Sterling silver jewelry. I don't like silver plated. I think these earrings might be silver plated. I think they're the only silver plated earrings that I have. But I like sterling silver jewelry. It pops against my brown caramel skin. Gold kind of blends in. I do have some gold, but I'm a sterling silver woman. But he bought me gold plated stuff. And the only thing I really, really liked was that $200 Macy's gift card, because then I could buy whatever I wanted. And I was trying, he said, we'll buy a dress for Saturday. That's when we went out. And I really went shopping to try and find a dress, which I did find, but it was too big. I was going to try to alter it myself. And by the time I did all of that, it still needed to be like really taken out, seams taken out and, redone. So that's more than my skill set. So anyway, we were supposed to go out the next day. And so I called him up and I told him that I don't think it's a good fit between us. And he wanted to know why, which is what I thought he would do. I said, he's going to want to know why. And I didn't go down a list of things of why, because it didn't serve him and it didn't serve me, neither one of us, because men are very logical. You can say, you did this, you said that, you did this, you said that, and they will have a rebuttal, a logical reason for what they did. However, I did bring up the fact that he was constantly looking at the women passing by. He got very defensive, which his voice rose so much that I felt like I don't know, nervous. I guess that's the word to use. I felt nervous. I didn't feel in danger or anything like this, but a little bit nervous because he was defending. I don't think I did what you said. I wasn't staring anybody down. I wasn't disrespectful or rude. And I said, I never said that you were those things. I'm just bringing to your attention of your behavior. I don't even think you were aware of it. A lot of men are not aware of that kind of behavior of looking at women and stuff like that because nobody's really called them on it. They just take it as part of the territory. I don't. If you're with me, you're with me. Control your damn self. And I liken it to this is a good visual for you. This is a good visual. You know how you're training a dog to sit. So the dog knows the command, sit. So the dog is sitting, but you have a treat in your hand. So you're walking back and forth with the treat and the dog is going like this. Look at its chops. It is licking its chops because it can't wait to get to that treat. But it will sit. But that head is going back and forth with that treat, watching that treat. So that's the way the man was. I'm laughing because I did what the dog did. And I don't know how to edit that out. But all right. So what? So that's what he was doing. So what I realized, and I called him up the next day because we were supposed to go to a brunch. And I just told him that it's not a good fit. And he wanted to know why. And I said, I'm not going to go down the list of why because it doesn't serve either one of us. It doesn't feel right. And that's all you need to say to a man is it doesn't feel right because there's no debating your feelings. It's how I feel. So he accepted it graciously and I haven't heard from him. And that was 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 or 3 days ago. So I'm glad he's not calling me up trying to change my mind because then I would have to block him. But he was gracious. I thanked him for everything that he did for me. But I'm not looking for a man to shower me with gifts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, gifts are nice, but I'm really looking for connection that will lead to a long-term committed relationship. And so all I need is one man out there who's willing to do that. But that's when I realized, after going on 4 dates with him, 3 or 4 dates with him, I realized that I was dealing with an old school player, and that he was looking to tie me down because he thought I was desperate to be in a relationship. And then the next thing you know, he'd be asking for intimate relations, and I would be telling him I don't do casual intimate relations. And so it wasn't going to be good for him, and definitely wasn't going to be in my best interest to get tied down to somebody I met, a week ago. So that's my experience. If you like this video or any of my others, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I have a free dating guide that I've created, about 20 activities if you need help getting started dating again. Email me at the hypergamousjourney@gmail.com. And also, I have beautiful affirmation journals on Amazon. They come in beautiful colors and wonderful affirmations. And that's it for this video. And that's it for my 1 week of dating. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.